Good morning. Welcome to Caffeinate Your Career. Today's topic, posting content on LinkedIn. I am your host, the career coach with the most, Jason Hopper. So guys, as a platform, LinkedIn is 100% designed for communication. It's also a really good way for you to work on building brand. Sorry, I'm checking to see if we are live. Of the billion plus people that are on LinkedIn, only 1% of those people post with any regularity. So what that means for you is if you are posting on LinkedIn, you will get eyeballs on the post. So and then when you post content, the more that you post on a regular basis, the more it tells the algorithms that this is an important post. By the way, I did say algorithms. There is more than one algorithm for LinkedIn. There's actually 20, I forget. All right, we are live. Excellent. And I'm not going to talk about all 15 or 20 of them. We don't have time for that. But I do want to highlight a few of the algorithms that are important when it is in regards to posting content. So one of the algorithms is going to reward original posts, original content. So I don't recommend that you repost or share other people's content just because the algo is not going to push it into people's feeds as far as it would if it was an original piece of content. So let's first keep that in mind. We will be going over types of content to post here in a minute, but I wanted to start this off by breaking down how LinkedIn kind of works in regards to content so that you understand why I recommend the things that I do. So one is going to one's going to push original content. Another algorithm is going to reward engagement on other people's posts. This shows that you are a regular and committed member of your LinkedIn community. Don't just hit the thumbs up button or the support button. Do a little bit more. Add a comment. This is what prompts the algorithm to reward when you post content. Also, when you are leaving comments on other people's content, don't just write great post or thanks for sharing. Come on, guys. We could do a little bit better than that. All right. Ideally, you'll want to make sure that the comment that you're making is 8 words. That is LinkedIn calls that commenting with intent. That's when the algorithm kicks in and realizes this is something that we want to encourage and promote. Hashtags are great. I have my own personal hashtag. It is hashtag CoachJHop. What a hashtag does is actually an indexer. All right. And what I mean by that is if you go to the search bar and you type in hashtag CoachJHop, you're going to see every single bit of content that I have produced. If you like somebody's particular content, it's an easy way to find it. Now, I don't recommend that you use more than 4 to 5 hashtags. Why? There's an algorithm that monitors hashtags. And if you use too many hashtags, it's going to rate your post as low content, and it will not push it into other people's feeds. So keep that in mind. Don't do a whole lot of hashtags. By the way, I see good morning, Rhonda Robinson in the chat. Thanks for watching today. Okay, so ideally what you want to do is log into your LinkedIn account and start engaging with other people's content. Again, we just talked about this. Make sure that you are tagging them as well. If you don't know how to do that, by the way, tagging and hashtags, 2 different things. When you tag somebody, you're going to at them. So hit the shift key and the number 2, the at sign. When you do that, their name will appear in bold, or I'm sorry, a drop-down menu will show up. You'll find the person that's going to be usually the first person there, because LinkedIn understands that you're trying to comment on that person's content. Click that person, the at goes away, their name shows up in bold, and now you've tagged them. The reason you want to do this, 2 reasons. 1, it will show up in their notifications. Jason Hopper just left a comment on your post. Again, 100% designed for communication. They want me to go back over there, look at the comment that was just left, like it, and or respond to it. The other reason that you want to tag somebody in comments is it now opens up the possibility that people in their network can see your post or your response to their post. Okay, so my recommendation is to get into your LinkedIn and start engaging in other people's content for about 15 or 20 minutes. This is going to prime the algorithms. Okay, so now when you go and post, you've already got those algorithms kicked in, and they're now looking to push your content. Let's talk about content. So video content is always going to get a huge push. Over the years, it's going to go back and forth, but video is always a safe bet. As humans, we're visual people. So anything that has a picture attached to the post is going to increase engagement by 34%. By the way, I got those numbers from LinkedIn. You can go to LinkedIn and look that up yourself, okay? I'm not just making stuff up. So the more engagement a post has, the more it tells the algorithms that the post is important, and it pushes it farther into other people's feeds. And then there's a whole team of people at LinkedIn, like humans, that do nothing but monitor the algorithm. And then what they do is, if they think that the post is pretty cool, they'll hit that button, and then it's like rocket fuel. Then it really, really, really goes into other people's feeds. If you post on a regular basis, you've seen this, especially when third-tier connections start commenting or engaging in your post. Just real quick, I'll explain what the tiers are. A first-tier connection is somebody that you are connected to on LinkedIn. A second-tier connection is somebody that is connected to somebody that you're connected to. You're not necessarily connected to them, but somebody that you are connected to is. And then a third-tier connection on LinkedIn, you don't have any connection with this person at all. So if third-tier connections are commenting on things that you are posting, that's something that got legs and is moving into other people's feed. One change that LinkedIn recently made was they are now pushing content from people that are weeks old into your feed. The idea behind this is they don't want you to miss anything, right? So like, I might like and comment on Rhonda Robinson's posts, and then that tells the algorithm that I like her post. So then they will just start appearing in my notifications. Rhonda Robinson just made a post. It wants me to go and look at it and like it. But if I happen to miss it, now it's just appearing in my feed. I think this is super cool and also annoying at the same time, because for me, I want to see what new content might be available and or out there. So, just if you're wondering, like, this post was like 2 weeks old, why am I seeing it now? That's why. It's by design. Okay. So, hey, Sharon Harris says she loves the buzz. Good morning and loves the buzz cut. Yes, I got my summer haircut going today for the next couple of weeks. It's too hot for hair, guys. It just really is. Okay, what do we want to post? There's actually kind of a formula for posting. I'm going to tell you what the formula is, and then we're going to just break it down bit by bit. The first is some self-promotion and why you're the expert in the field. The second is we call them STAR stories. STAR is an acronym that stands for situation, task, action, and result. So a written version of your STAR story. How do you solve problems? The third bit of content that everybody that knows anything about LinkedIn does and posts is some personal stuff. Okay. Now we're going to break down each one of those. Okay. So for professional updates, why you're the expert in the field, maybe you want to post about a new position that you just got. You just got hired somewhere, or you got promoted, or you just got a certification. Those are all things that people in LinkedIn want to know about. Maybe you just completed a project that was months long. You want to post about that. If you are doing like a speaking engagement, by the way, if you're in DFW next week on the 12th in my office, I will have a presenter, G. Herody Ardanowski, and I'm sure I said that wrong, G. I almost always do, and I've known you for years, but I can't get your name right. But I do think you're amazing, and I love you. G will be here doing a presentation from 5:30 to 6:30 about optimizing your LinkedIn. I posted it today on my profile. Go check it out. And if you want to be seen, if you are wanting to optimize your LinkedIn, if you are wanting to build brand, you need to be in my office next Tuesday at 5:30, because I guarantee you're going to learn some stuff. By the way, we're talking about posting content today. G's going to tell you how to really elevate and optimize your LinkedIn, all of it. This is beyond like, add a profile picture. No, this is going to be like LinkedIn 2.0. We're going to learn and get into some stuff. So be here next week. All right. So why do we want to post those things? So presentations, speaking engagements. That's another thing that you can do to promote. Self-promotion, right? It shows growth and activity in your career. You're not just stagnant. You're doing things. You're out and doing things, right? Another thing that's interesting to post be insights and or thought leadership. What are your opinions on industry trends and tools and or methods? By the way, stay in your lane. Understand? What I mean by that is this. Unless you are a logistics professional, and the really hot topic, and it has been since January, I guess, is tariffs. Right? I'm telling you right now, unless you're a logistics person, you don't have any business talking about tariffs. Or maybe you're a business owner and you have to pay a tariff. Okay, that's fine. But like me, as a career coach, I can't speak to that. It's not my wheelhouse. So stay in your lane, okay? You can offer tips or lessons that you learn from a particular experience, right? You could write many articles about industry trends. Also, too, carousels. Always great, right? That way people can click through your slides, right, on the post. And then the reason you want to do this is it positions you as the expert in the field. We just talked about that. So be the expert in the field. All right. Some things that may be interesting. Good morning, Sean Sweden. Sean is in the chat, and so is Yolanda Chen. It's good to see both of you guys in there. And Sean will be guest hosting coming up next month. Sean Sweden will be here. Check it out. All right. Other things, right? We talk about star stories. So this is kind of a day in the life, perhaps. How do you solve problems at work? Employers are only going to hire people to solve their problems. If you tell them the types of problems that you solve by posting content, you are winning. By the way, this is also a great idea, not only to post content, but to feature content as well. It's real easy to do, guys. After you post something, in the upper right-hand corner, there are going to be 3 little dots. Click it, and the drop down will show up, and the first thing that says feature top of profile. This is It's kind of like pinning on what they call pinning on other social media. Okay, this will keep it at the top of your featured section. This way, employers can go look at it and read it fairly quickly. This is important. Why? Well, at the end of the day, if you're looking for work, it's going to be between you and one other person. Employers will be looking at your LinkedIn. If you have featured content on how you solve problems and your competition does not have anything, you're the one winning right now. Think about it. All right. Talking about tools or any workflows that you use, also a good bit of content. Or perhaps a challenge that you had and what you learned from it. Again, these are all stories, story-based things. It's a good idea to tell stories because it helps the person that's reading connect with you faster. They can relate, or the story is emotional. That's all good. It adds that authenticity. People are going to hire and do business with people that they like, period. Give them reasons to like you. Here's something that is still getting a lot of push on LinkedIn from the algorithms is polls. Create a poll. If you don't know how to do that, go create. By the way, I should have mentioned how you create content. Right before your feed starts, it'll say write a post. Click it. At the very bottom of the post, when it comes up, you'll have some options. One of them is to create a poll. Polls, they're very fast. It will go into people's feeds more than other things. Again, the algorithm likes it when you use their tools. It can drive conversation, and it is a good way for you to get a read on either industry trends or what people are thinking about a specific topic within your industry. I will run polls every now and then. I don't do a lot of them, but I will do some polls. Just kind of take a quick check on something specific. One thing that you can do is comment. So it's not a trick. But if you look over if you're on your home, on your profile, and you look over to the right, you will see the news on LinkedIn. It's usually where I get most of my news from. Okay, these are articles that LinkedIn has posted because it's what's trending at the moment. So what you can do is click the article, and you can do one of two things. You can either go copy the link, create an original post with it in there, put the link in there, and leave your 2 cents, what your thoughts are, okay, on this particular topic. Try to make it within your industry, okay? Or it could just be like, Fantastic Four First Steps broke $13 million, and you really like comic books and Fantastic Four, and you could, you know what I mean? That kind of thing is fine. The LinkedIn as a platform has already highlighted this particular article. If you go and create a piece of content about the article that they've already highlighted, the algorithms are going to kick in and be like, oh, they're talking about the thing that we want to talk about, and it will go into other people's feeds. You can also leave a you can respond to and leave a comment on the actual article. Usually these are a lot longer form from the people that do it, but that's something that you can do as well. Personal stuff. I think it's a great idea to post some personal things on LinkedIn. Again, people are going to hire people they like. Give them reasons to like you. So this can be professional. For example, you can talk about a time that was you failed in your career and what you learned from it, or how you got to where you are today, or maybe a mentor that helped you in your career. This will build emotional connection and trust. But I also think it's a good idea to get some of that personality in there, right? Um, Things that I have posted previously for personal stuff. And I don't do a lot of personal posts, but I will do some of them. In fact, I'll give you last Thursday's post was a personal post because last Thursday was the 10-year anniversary of the day that our son came to live with us. We used to be foster parents and did adopt T-Rex. And I posted some pictures of me with him, right? That's a personal post. And actually, I think that was the post that week that got the most engagement. People were liking it, commenting on it. I hope you have a great day. That's amazing, that kind of thing. And by the way, I wasn't doing it for that. I wasn't doing it to get likes and engagement. I was doing it just to share something personal. That's okay. It's completely okay to do. In fact, I encourage it. Now, I don't think that every post should be a personal post, but I do think that an occasional one would be great. If you're on the job search, if you are looking for work, let people know. Let people know that you're looking for work. Post a bit of content, maybe about a great interview that you just had. Or even, and by the way, you could even tag the company. If you don't get the job after the interview, please don't go and, burn them down and rail against them. That's not cool and that won't work. Sharon, glad that you're feeling better. And thank you, Londa, for liking that post from last week. I do appreciate that. Also, good bits of content to post. Highlight your skills in your portfolio, right? In fact, doing so, like if you just updated your portfolio, it's a great idea to let people know. I think having a portfolio is also an excellent idea. And I'm not just talking about I'm not a graphic artist. I don't know what to put in a portfolio. Again, the content that you're posting on LinkedIn, you could easily put into a website and portfolio. It's just extra marketing for people to look at, right? And it's a great idea. Doing shout outs. Everybody loves it when they hear their name. That's one of the reasons why I try to monitor the chat and say what's going on in the chat, because y'all are taking time out of your day to watch me on this live stream or you're listening to the podcast, right? And I so appreciate that very much, and we'll always give shout outs if you pop into the chat. But doing a post and tagging your colleague because they helped you with this big project that you finally got done, that's great. It encourages engagement, and people are usually pretty appreciative of it, right? One thing that you can do, and I've done this before, you can do and post pictures of your workspace, your office, especially if you're working from home and there might be something unique in the office. For example, I work here in the office. The only day I work at home is Fridays, and I will have client calls sometimes, and sometimes right behind me there'll be, a toy dinosaur. Or when it's Halloween, when it's October, I'll have a big haunted house behind me with some monsters on it. Just kind of fun little things. In the office, I will update my whiteboard probably once every 4 to 6 months, and I will take a picture of it and usually post it on LinkedIn. What's on my whiteboard is just like quotes, motivational quotes, and it's a good quick update, something to post. And again, visuals. Everybody likes pictures, right? One thing I think is a good idea to do as well is to have a call to action. By the way, I'm terrible at this. I know it's something I need to do. I know it's something that's good to do. It is something that prompts engagement. The call to action is like, hey, would love your take on what's your experience with this, or what would your thoughts be, or you know, uh, comment below on if you agree or what or disagree, whatever. The CTA encourages that engagement. I am awful at doing it. I really am, but I know it's something that I need to do more. But this encourages interaction with people that are reading your content, and hopefully they will post on it. I just keep laughing because again, it's something I know I need to do. I just am bad at doing it, to be honest with you. Um, okay, so those are the types of things to post on LinkedIn. I'm just going to go over, not going to go over all this stuff, but just real quick to break it down. Self promotion, why you're the expert in the field, how you solve problems, and some personal stuff. So, I am going to challenge everybody to create one post a week. Pick a day, a time when that might be. Is it going to be? Is it going to be 10 o'clock on Tuesday? No, that's when you should be watching the live stream. But maybe, I don't know, maybe it will be, Wednesday at 9. Okay, cool. Right? Thanks, Sharon. Sharon said this is one of the most informative podcasts I've made. I appreciate that. You know what? It's funny because I talk about posting content a lot, and then I realized I've never done a podcast where we only talked about what to post, what types of content to post. So I'm glad that it was helpful, Sharon. That is today's Caffeinate Your Career. That's where I was going with that. I challenge you to post once a week. Find a day, find a time. By the way, use the scheduling tool. If you hit the create post at the very bottom, there's a little clock, and you can schedule posts. All the posts I did last week, I was on vacation. I didn't post a single one live. I used the scheduling tool to do it. So think about it. Use the scheduling tool. It's there for a reason. Okay, next week. She's in the chat, and I keep talking about Rhonda. But Rhonda Robinson will be here, and on Caffeinate Your Career next week, we will talk about how to successfully pivot into your career, because sometimes you just don't like the job that you're in and you want to do something else. Rhonda and I are going to break that down and how to do that successfully. And also, that's what she did. She completely changed careers and became a career coach and financial coach here at JFS. She's going to share her story, and we're going to break down how to successfully pivot in your career. So we'll see you next week. In the meantime, everybody have a great week. We'll see you next Tuesday. Bye.